We are underway.
All right, let's do this. All right, guys, I'm excited. Today, it's our first class for the U versus U challenge, and we're going to be doing this every week, covering a different nutrition topic and, the importance of just whether it's protein. Tonight, I'll be covering protein, and throughout the weeks, we're going to be covering metabolism, digestive health, exercise, so a lot of cool topics. So tonight, like I said, I'm going to do protein, and really what I'm going to cover is just what is protein, all the benefits of it, how to calculate it. Okay, I got a cool little tool I'm going to show with you guys. Some fun tips. Can you guys still hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Okay, cool. But first, I want to start it off with a video. So let me share my screen real quick. And I'm going to play and let me know if, just give me a thumbs up, Mario, if you guys could hear it, okay? That's a no?
Like barely. Like I could barely hear him.
Okay.
Can the volume go a little higher or no?
No, that's the highest I could do on my computer. Trying to see if I could pull it up. But this guy, the guy who's speaking right there on the screen, guys, his name is Dr. David Heber. He's actually the head of our nutrition program with Herbalife. He's actually head of the UCLA nutrition program. He's been voted best doctor in his field like multiple years in a row. So this is the type of people that we get to have on board with Herbalife, really informing us, giving us great tips about nutrition behind our products, right? Making sure that every ingredient that's going into our products is, of the highest quality, right? And so he's the leader of that nutrition board, and that's who we get all of our information from. So I really wanted to share this video of him with you guys so that you guys can kind of, he's talking about the importance of protein and, how it affects your body.
Is it
What was that, Mario?
What is protein and why do you need it? Is that the title? No. I got it.
No, the other one, just protein.
Okay. If you unshare your screen, I'll try it.
There you go.
Do you eat more meals with poultry, fish, and plant proteins rather than steaks, roasts, and other red meats? Hi, I'm David Heber, chairman of the Herbalife Nutrition Institute and the Nutrition Advisory Board. It seems everywhere we look, someone is promoting a new diet that praises the power of protein. But whether you want to lose weight, bulk up, or just eat a nutritious diet, the importance of protein goes far beyond physical appearance and muscle building. Protein is an important component of every cell in the body. Builds and repairs tissues. It produces enzymes and hormones, and it makes it possible for blood to carry oxygen throughout the body. Along with fat and carbohydrate, protein is what we call a macronutrient. This means that the body needs relatively large amounts of it. In fact, if you don't get enough protein, it can cause loss of muscle.
Alrighty. See you later.
As well as weakening of the heart and respiratory systems. Getting the right amount of protein in your diet is important for three reasons. The main reason is that protein can help manage hunger at every meal. The second benefit is that protein, when coupled with resistance exercise, can help you build muscle mass. This, in turn, raises your resting metabolism, which is the number of calories you burn when you are not active. Finally, plant protein promotes a more gradual rise in blood sugar when included in a meal by comparison to simple carbohydrates, so you avoid sugar highs and lows. So where do we get our protein? Modern diets are often heavy in animal proteins, such as red meat, farmed fish, dark meat of poultry, whole eggs, and whole fat dairy products. And these foods are all high in fat. Although ocean-caught fish have useful fats and lean cuts of poultry are low in fat, there are other good sources of protein, including egg whites, low-fat dairy, and many plant proteins, including protein from soybeans, beans, lentils, nuts, and whole grains. Getting protein from plants can also provide you several other nutrients, including fiber. Try to get half or more of your protein from plant foods. Remember, if you opt for animal protein, try to stick to ocean-caught fish and white meat poultry, avoiding higher calorie red meats, dark poultry meats, and high-fat dairy. Advances in science made it so easy for us to get the protein we need, especially here at Herbalife. Our soy-based bars and nutritional shake mixes are loaded with soy, the best of the plant proteins. Our Formula One nutritional shake mix is the perfect way to incorporate plant-based proteins into your daily nutrition. Also try personalized protein powder, a non-fat protein supplement with 5 grams of soy and whey protein per serving, as well as essential amino acids to maintain muscle mass when combined with a healthy, active lifestyle. Or you can boost your protein intake with Herbalife protein bars, which deliver up to 12 grams of soy and whey proteins in every serving. You can order these or any other Herbalife products today from your independent Herbalife member.
Okay, awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Mario. So again, that was Dr. David Heber, head of our nutrition program with Herbalife. And he covered a lot of cool topics there as far as protein and how it affects the body. And really what I want to share with you guys, especially if you're pretty new to, understanding like macronutrients and stuff like that in food sources, protein is very important when, especially if you're trying to lose weight. Right, most people, what they do is, let's say they're eating this much, right, and they want to lose weight, so then they cut back on how much they're going to eat, right? And what happens is when they're normally eating this much, they're really only eating about this much nutrition slash protein, right? So when they cut back, they cut back their amount of protein also and the nutrition with that. And what ends up happening is they might lose some weight because they're cutting out calories like crazy, right? But they're also cutting out the protein, and what ends up happening is eventually they plateau. They start to lose a lot of their like muscle mass. They get a little bit of flabby, and so that's not what we're going for here in Herbalife, right? So our goal when it comes to getting our results, it's making sure we're making progress, but at the same time making sure we're maintaining a healthy lean muscle, a toned, look, and that you're not starving yourself, right? Exactly, Mario. We want to lose fat, not just weight, right? And so that's why we have the scale. We read your body fat percentage, your muscle mass, right? We can tell based off of the way the numbers are going, pretty much how you're losing the weight. And so protein plays a big factor in that. Right. Of course, carbs and healthy fats is important also. But the reason we focus on protein is because most people tend to cut that out of their diet or not have enough of it in their diet. Right. And so we want to make sure that people understand that there's really 2 goals in Herbalife. Well, when you get on a nutrition program, and that's one, to hit your water goal, right? How much water you should be drinking daily. And the second one is to hit your protein count goal. Okay. And so, I'm going to share a document. I sent out a bunch of documents earlier today, so you guys should have those in your emails. But what I want to do right now is just share just a real quick this Protein 101 sheet. I love it. It's simple, to the point, protein necessity for everybody, right? And just a few things that that really stands out to me when it comes to protein. It's the building blocks of life, right? Protein is stored in muscles and in organs, guys. The body utilizes it to build and repair tissues, right? It makes it possible for blood to carry oxygen throughout the body, right? So there's a lot of cool facts and when it comes to the protein, you know, how it affects your weight, right? So if we go down to the second paragraph, so the popularity of high protein diets is due in large part to their ability to help manage hunger, right? So another benefit of protein is that it raises your resting metabolism by maintaining your muscle mass, right? So what happens for most of us, if you've got on the body on the scale and you read how many calories you're burning a day, right? That's in direct correlation with how much muscle mass you have, right? And so as you age, right, muscle mass decreases without exercise, right? But staying fit is very important and a key to burning fat by keeping your metabolism high. So with protein intake, right, that's going to help you keep your muscle mass, which in turn is going to help you burn more calories at rest. Okay. Another cool tip is that protein also leads to much less rapid rise and fall of blood sugar and insulin. So you don't necessarily get the sugar highs and the sugar lows, right, after you eat a lot of sugar. And the reason that happens is if you eat a lot of sugar without enough protein, that's where you're going to get the sugar high and sugar low type deal. Okay, so you got to make sure if you are eating something sweet or something with sugar, you need to pair it up with a protein source, right? Which is why our Revo Strength, when you drink it after your workout, there's sugar with protein paired together so that it can help deliver that protein a lot better. Okay, so that's real quick there as far as when it comes to protein. So before we get into this page, what I want to do real quick is I want to show how to calculate your protein. Now, there's a lot of different ways and I guess methods you could do it when it comes to calculating it for yourself. It also depends on what your goal is. If you're trying to put on weight or you're trying to maintain or, you know, lose a little bit of weight but keep your muscle mass. And so the one that Herbalife gives us, guys, is that's called the Meal Guide Lean Protein Estimator. Okay, you guys see that? It's a cool little tool. It's got like a little slide thing out. If you don't, we all got this in our memberships. If you're a member, if you're not a member, no problem. You know, your coach has it. They have access to it. You guys have access to this on the myherbalife.com. Just go to the search tab and put in there Lean Protein Estimator, and it'll pop it up for you so you can like enter different amounts in there. But the cool thing about this, I use this for all my clients, right? So how to calculate how much protein they should be having a day, right? And so, I mean, a safe bet, what they always say is for the girls is around 75 grams of protein a day, you know, minimum. And then for guys, it's usually above 100, and it can vary all the way up to 200 grams. So, you know, it's a big scale. But this one's cool, and maybe if one of you guys on here does not know your protein count, you could be my example right now, and I could just show you real quick what your protein should be for the day based off of our little tool that Herbalife gives us. Is there anybody that would like to volunteer so I could calculate this for you? You could unmute yourself if you want, or wave at the camera real quick to see if I see Mario, but Mario knows his protein count. Is that Augie?
Okay, since nobody is saying anything, I'll go ahead and you can use me as an example.
Okay, Laura, let's do it.
Yeah.
So, Laura, how tall are you?
5'5".
5'5". Cool. So all I'm going to do, guys, is on the first number here, I'm going to pull this tab. Can you guys see that a little bit?
How come I can't see your screen?
Are you on the phone?
Yeah.
Okay, you have to scroll to the left so you see my face.
Nope. That's okay. I'm driving anyway.
All right. So I'm going to go to her. I'm going to put her height in, right? 5'5". Laura, what's your weight right now?
163.
163. Okay, so I'm going to look for her weight on this next tab where it shows her weight, and I'm going to look up for her BMI. She's around 27. And then so that's the second step. The third step is to move this tab to the 27 where the number 3 box is. Find the 27 in here. So I'm gonna go to that box, and then I go back to her height. So it already tells me there's a list of like men and women and their height. So I'm gonna go back to her height, which she said was 5'5". So she's at 122. So Laura, you need to eat 122 grams of protein a day.
Okay, how do I determine that? Do I weigh my chicken and stuff, or how do I determine that?
Great question. So Herbalife, and I emailed it out to you guys, so check your emails. There's a list of protein sources, right, for you guys to figure out how much protein comes in different food options. Right. Okay, so let me get back out of here and share my screen. So we have a cool little like meal guide deal that I usually like to send out to my clients. But like I said, I emailed it to you guys already. But here's some cool tips on what has good protein sources. So these are some snack ideas, guys. A lot of people have trouble when it comes to snacking. You still need to make sure you get protein on your snacks. Okay, so for Laura, who's at 120 grams of protein, it's very simple. At that point, once you know what your grams of protein is a day, you divide that by the amount of meals you have a day. So usually it's breakfast, lunch, dinner, so that's 3 meals, and most of the time it's 2 snacks in between. All right, so 5 meals. So in her case, she could get away with about, if she wants to split it up evenly, 25 grams of protein in every meal and snack. She'd be at 125 grams of protein total. That's past her goal of 122.
So that's perfect because a shake with 2 scoops of PDM is 24 grams, right?
Exactly, right?
Awesome.
And so the beauty of the shake, guys, and what Laura's referring to is if you do the 2 scoops of your powder with 2 scoops of the protein drink mix, right, which is what we add to the shake to keep us full, that gives you 24 grams of protein total. Okay, below 200 calories, I love it. Now, if you're only doing 1 scoop of the protein drink mix, and that's 15 grams of protein total, okay, or 17 grams around there. But so either way, like it's up to you on how you want to split it up amongst your meals. Now, if we look at the snack list that I'm sharing with you guys right now, you can take a look at what the food is. So let's say the first one, half a cup of non-fat cottage cheese. That's 13 grams of protein, right? So that way people can mix it up. You can get different ideas. One thing that I love that makes it very simple is Herbalife has protein bars, right? They're 10 grams of protein, so that's super easy. Then you have, I don't know what happened there, sorry. But you have the Bev Mix, which is also great. It's a cool little drink you can just throw into water. And so instead of, for people that don't have time to eat a snack throughout their day, but they have a water bottle on them, they could just throw these the powder into the water bottle, shake it up, drink it. It's like a Kool-Aid. It tastes super good, and it's giving you 15 grams of protein, right? Now, if you need to hit higher counts of protein throughout the day, then you're going to want to have higher amounts of protein in your snacks, right? So here's some more snack ideas that are at least 20 grams or more, right? A lot of it is just pairing up some of these together, okay? So these are some cool ideas. Now, if you want to go to your actual meal, right, when you guys are going to have your lunch, you're going to have your dinner, right, we got to make sure, hold on. Cool. So you got to make sure that your meal is also has your protein, and the beauty of it is most of the protein sources are at around 25 grams of protein. So when it comes to calculation, it's pretty simple to figure out how much you're having. So if you're having a shake in the morning, that's about 24 grams of protein. You're having let's say a shake for lunch, that's another 24 grams of protein. Then you're having a meal for dinner, whatever your protein source is, right? So there's beef. So about 4 ounces on all, so that's the size for all these protein sources, 4 ounces of beef or 4 ounces of chicken or turkey or fish, whatever it is for you. They're all right around 25 grams of protein. So it makes it super simple to calculate how much protein I'm getting in, right? So these are some different ideas as far as, how much protein I'm getting in with the food that I'm choosing. So to be safe, just know that it's usually around 25 grams per serving when it comes to your protein source, okay? So So I hope that helped you, Laura, as far as getting some ideas on what to choose from when it comes to your protein sources. Okay, so that's how you guys would calculate it, and then you just get creative with it throughout your day as far as how you want to split up the protein amount, right? If you want to go big on your meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and then minimize your snacks to 10 to 15 grams of protein, no problem. One last thing I wanted to share, which I thought was pretty cool, was this pretty neat protein tips. And there's some cool stuff on here that I have never even thought of. And the first one, first off, threw me off guard. It says, try soft tofu in your shake instead of milk for a change. It makes the shake thick and creamy and boosts the protein. All right. So who likes tofu here? Put your hand up. Who wants to try tofu in their shake? Let me know how it goes. But the other one over here, it's cool. It says high protein foods increase the production of dopamine, a brain chemical that helps you keep you mentally alert. How cool is that? I didn't know that, right? So again, another reason why we got to make sure we're hitting our protein count. Eating protein plus carbs is more filling than just eating carbs alone. Protein slows digestion time to keep you fuller longer. Okay? So there's a lot of cool stuff here, guys. I would definitely suggest that you go through the emails that we shared with you guys today and take a look at that. There's actually, for people that are vegetarian or how to get high protein in their diets, right? There's a lot of cool resources that Herbalife gives us to help us throughout our journey. So I would definitely look at those resources that we handed out. Throughout these next couple of weeks, we're going to be handing out different materials for you guys to learn and read and watch. And then if you guys have questions, definitely reach out to your coach, right? Or on here if you have to ask questions, or on the Telegram app, so that way we're up to date and you're not feeling lost and you have guidance throughout these next 6 weeks. Because the goal is, I know we're in this and it's a challenge and we're trying to win money, but at the end of the day, the goal is for everyone to win their money back. Right? Because if everybody hits their goal, then that means we all get our money back, right? And we all win. So, we're here to help each other, guys. That pretty much does as far as the protein information. There's a lot of info, like I said, that we sent out to you guys. We don't have much time left. There's only about 6 minutes left on the call. So is there any questions? Maybe we can take 1 or 2 questions before we close it out about protein. And anybody can answer, obviously.
Did you mention that protein doesn't turn into fat?
That protein doesn't turn into fat?
Yes. Someone told me that one time. Is that still true?
Oof. I think for that to happen, it'd have to be like, okay, go ahead, Mario.
So proteins break down to amino acids, and amino acids typically aren't stored. Carbs break down into sugar molecules, and that's typically carbs and fats. So of the macronutrients that we consume, typically you won't store protein. Spence, want to chime in?
So in other words, you cannot eat too much protein.
That's it.
Cool. Awesome. Good question. So, all right, guys, if there's no more questions, what I want to do is next week, so maybe as you guys are getting your weigh-ins this week or next week, when we start the call, we'll give some shout outs, right? Unless there's already somebody on the call that's made some progress. Does anybody want to share?
I'm down 4 pounds of fat. I got 1 more to go.
Yeah.
My goal. But my personal goal is 10 pounds of fat.
All right, let's do it. Anybody have other shout outs for themselves or for their clients on here?
Haven't done any weigh-ins.
Yeah, I know there's still weigh-ins happening. So, but maybe next week, guys, we can have some already ready to go. And let's promote this, guys. Make sure that our people know about these calls, right? Because it's just, again, more value that we're adding to the challenge. And so the next couple of weeks, like I said, we have a few topics picked out. And but for sure next week, we're going to be covering metabolism. All right, metabolism. So how to increase it, right? Breaking some myths about it, right? So that's going to be the next topic for next week. Cool?
Hilda, do you have a question? Hold on 1 second. Let me unmute Hilda.
I meant to say cool, sorry.
Oh, no problem.
I'm sorry, I do have,
Great.
I came in late, so regarding emails and such for that thing he was doing, how does everyone get that?
Yeah, we have to add you to the challenge still. We got to get your way in.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
No problem.
Yeah, let's definitely get you added so you can get all the info. And then Mario could always just go back and send you the info again. But yeah, guys, so let's make sure we're promoting this. Let's let all of our challengers know. This one is recorded, so we could post it back onto like a Healthy and Sexy page, or submit it to you guys that are coaches, so you can send it down to your challengers. But let's keep killing it, guys. We have till March 3rd. In case you don't know, that's the last day of the challenge, so we still have plenty of time. And I hope everyone wins. Like I said, I really do hope that in 6 weeks, this call's like has all 40 people on here celebrating that we won. All right. But that pretty much does it for me. I know we're almost out of time. Did you want to add anything else, Mario?
Just a reminder, tomorrow at 8:30 p.m., there's going to be a special call, and the guest speaker has done absolutely phenomenal on her nutrition program. I posted it earlier, so let me see if I could bring it up just really fast. She's she worked full-time mom as well. And crazy enough, so for the people that say, I don't have enough time to work out, this mom of two hasn't worked out in a whole, she didn't work out for her whole first year of her transformation. Okay. And so she's been doing it based on full nutrition. And she has phenomenal results. She just started working out this year. So let me share my screen. I'm running out of time. And there she is. So that's Sabrina T. I don't know how to say her last name, but if you can see in the faded photo, she went from she lost a whole lot of inches, and now she's super bossy. She looks amazing, and I can't wait to have her share her story with us. So that's going to happen. If you want that information, text or message your coach so that we can get you the Zoom call information for that. Once again, 8:30 p.m., and it only goes for about 45 minutes. Okay, so it should be done by 9:15. That's it. That's all I got.
Sweet.
Oh.
It's going to be a great call.
Log in early. Last time we ran out of space, so log in about 10 minutes early. I would highly recommend 8:20.
All right. Sounds good. All right, guys. Thanks for getting on this call. I will see you guys next week. Have a good night.
Good night.